Good morning, everyone. It is Friday. I like to say happy Friday to you. I may not get this out Friday, but I want to say happy Friday to you anyway, or whatever day I get this out to you. It's time again for our Walk With Me segment. And today I want to talk to you about the power of rejoicing. You know, we have been doing a study in these past few weeks at the church on the book of Philippians. And Philippians chapter 4, Paul says to the church at Philippi, he says, "Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice." And many of us heard that, and many of us know the scripture. And what I found so unique about that, and it just sort of hit me that God brought just such an illumination on that, is when Paul said that to the church in Philippi, the Philippian church, he was in prison in Rome awaiting a hearing with Nero. And what was so unique and important about what he said was he's in a circumstance that's very dark. He's a prisoner in Rome and he's under house arrest, house guard, whatever it is. Yet he did not allow his outer circumstance to affect his inward attitude. And here he's the last one you would have thought that would said to the Philippian church, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice." Because many times when we as Christians go through our dark times, our outer circumstances that may not be so good, whatever it may be, it affects our inward attitude and we are brought down low, many times defeated about it. And I think Paul learned the power of rejoicing when him and Silas were preaching in a city in the book of Acts. And as they were in that city, a girl that moved in the spirit of divination kept calling Paul out and who he was. So finally, after it happened so long, he got tired of it and turned and he cast the spirit out of that girl. And she couldn't move in that spirit of divination anymore. And her owners or her masters got mad over it. And they had Paul and Silas thrown in jail. And here it says in the book of Acts chapter 16, I believe it's like verse 25, at the midnight hour, that's the darkest hour of the day, at the midnight hour, Paul and Silas began to pray and sing hymns. They were rejoicing. And when they were rejoicing, the power of God fell in that place. There was an earthquake. It shook that prison. Their doors opened, the prison doors opened, and all the prisoners that were around them, their doors opened too. And they were hearing Paul and Silas singing and praying to the Lord. And when the jailer thought that everyone had escaped, he was ready to kill himself. And Paul said, "No, we are here. Don't harm yourself." And he came in because he saw this great miracle happen. He said, "What must I do to be saved?" So their rejoicing not only could have brought their freedom, changed that whole circumstance in that prison, it brought freedom to the other prisoners. It opened their doors, whether they came out or not, I don't know. But it also affected that jailer to the point he got saved. And when we learn the power of rejoicing, when we learn to rejoice, even sometimes in our darkest circumstance, and I know it can be hard, when we learn to rejoice in that, it can change the whole circumstance around. God's power will fall, and even it can affect all those around us that are watching and listening to what we are doing because we're in this dark circumstance. How can they be rejoicing? How can they be uplifting God at that point? How come they're not in this darkness and defeat? No, that can bring freedom to many of those that are watching us and we don't even know. So I want to encourage you today, and I know sometimes it can be difficult, but I want to encourage you today about the power of rejoicing. Instead of going down in the mully grubs, instead of going down in defeat and being depressed and discouraged, let's begin to rejoice. Let's begin to pray. Let's begin to sing. Let's begin to rejoice in God until his power comes down and changes our circumstances. God bless you. That is the power of rejoicing. God bless you. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.